Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's May the 29th, 2025, and in the studio today got another juniper that I purchased about 3 weeks ago that I've again pre-wired in order to save time through this video. The tree was quite high. This part of the tree's been dramatically bent over and is coming this way. Now the reason for that is because it would have been too high. I didn't particularly want a common looking juniper that had a gin or deadwood coming out of the top. The reason why the apex has been bent over is because if I wanted to develop this as the tree thickens over the years, this would be a lot more thicker, the deadwood would look more dramatic, and it'd be another look at the tree for design in the future. The tree's leaning this way, clearly because we've got another tree here, so we've got two trees. I was quite lucky to find this tree that had a young growth down the bottom, so I've got two trees for the price of one. The main reason for this video is basically on creating the apex on a juniper instantly. A lot of beginners like myself used to probably just have one stem, small stem going up, and then waiting for this to develop over the years, which could take 10 years plus for this to actually grow to the thickness of this. So it's going to be easy to develop the apex. The tree's quite a simple tree, to be fair, because all the branches are there, and that's what you're looking for. When you're looking to develop bonsai, you're looking for bonsai that have a lot of branches, rather than taking a lot of branches off and ending up only with a literati style through mistakes, through learning. So in this instance, there was very minimal takeoff. There was some very fine branches down here, which are not part of the overall design, which were ginned. And now we're just basically left with the branches. So in many instances, if you had this directly going up, you would have had a lot of small branches off of this, and you would have had that effect where you would have had just a small part at the top of the tree. So I like to call it the squish effect, basically bringing the tree down, bending it, developing it, letting the tree relax, let the tree recover before you carry out more work. There's a lot of videos out there that probably have been over edited, and that bending of the branch was done 3 weeks ago, and then they've done it all in one video, making you believe that it was done instantly to see whether they'd snap the branch or if it was able to recover through the stress that it was going through. So the tree's been wired, the stressful part of the movement of the tree's been done, and now it's basically down to positioning the branches again. The tree's leaning this way, so it's basically natural movement of the tree. So yes, if you leant the tree that way, it would naturally also move that way and has a nice look to it. But because this branch has been bent over and this way for flow, this, if ginned in the future, would be easy to do because it is in the actual movement of the stress of the tree. So you could say that the wind's blowing from the back of the tree, pulling the tree this way, or the tree is just basically leaning towards the wind and struggling and trying its hardest to develop. Hence why you'd have a gin here to show the stress and age the tree within time. Because the tree's not very thick, it's just a little bit thumb thick. My thumb's a little bit thicker than normal, so it's, let's say it's just a little bit bigger than thumb thickness. And that's the reason why I didn't want the tree too high, because obviously it wouldn't have looked so great if it was further up. It just wouldn't have looked very nice. So let's just get on to positioning the branches. So a lot of the branches, once they were wired, are pretty much almost in position. There's just fine tuning. I may not get all the branches correctly in this video. I may manipulate them a little bit further down the line as the tree develops. It's something that you do. I've only got one pair of eyes. There's not 3 or 4 people looking at this tree to try and develop it. It's just me, yourselves. You're seeing something that I'm not seeing. I'm trying to see the development of the tree, what the visual vision I've got of the tree. So I'm just going to spin the tree towards me. Have a look here. So they've already been bent. They are slightly bent up and down as well, which is what you do on the branches. It's not necessarily just bending them back and forth. So just going to twist this branch round. Probably bring it into the tree a little bit more to make it more compact, because the overall conical shape of the tree is we want a larger flow this side and probably lesser flow this side out of the overall triangle, so it'll come longer this side, protecting the smaller tree here. And this tree, you can develop it how you like. You can have it in a massive pot this way, have this as the ground as you're entering towards the tree, and this doesn't necessarily have to be going up. It's only that way because it's in the pot at the moment, but in a training pot you could have it coming across the landscape to give it more dramatic visual effect. So we're just going to bring this round on the bottom here. You wouldn't want this branch too long because you need this part of the tree to develop. So this one's okay. It's maybe a little bit too long, but we'll just see once we get into the top of the apex how it develops. As you can see here, probably see there's a small branch in here. It fits in there nicely. This one's probably a little bit too low, so we'll just bring that up a little bit. You can see basically where this is going. It might not be positioned here, but we'll just bring it up a little bit. This is the apex. We need to bring this round the front to complete this layer up. If you was to put this branch further back round, it wouldn't look right. It starts to become a negative space here. It's not very nice. So for the dead wood in the future, we'll bring that round. We can bring this back round a little bit more possibly. Just have a look at that. Yep, that's fine. This one here can be pulled back a little bit. We've got another small branch in here. Try not to tip the tree over. And just pushes that back over there. The reason for the rock there is just to stabilise the tree, so it's very weak in the root development at the moment. And then in here, the back of the tree, you can see there's a space here. So we've got this branch that we want to bring. You've got this branch here, small branch, that we're going to use for the apex, but this branch we can bring up a little bit and just bring it above that. So it feels in that space. You can probably see from that side. You can just see it in there. Just bring that up. Like so. And then now we've got this small branch here that we can bring into this section. This one possibly round to there. Let's bring this round a bit. And the great thing about having a few more branches in there is that as the tree develops, you might not want that branch. You can either gin it or just remove it. But the overall of this tree is just going to be to create a nice canopy and a complete tree to look at. So in here we've got the dreaded internal branch that everyone keeps going on about, and sometimes that's a mistake removing that branch. And in this instance, for me, it'd be a mistake at the moment. So I could just let it develop and then maybe gin it further on down the line. And now this is below this one, so I can actually put that back a little bit and do what the tree wants and bring this one round. Just bend it in and out so it reduces in size. Slowly getting there. And then obviously all of these branches which are on the back of this bent over branch, they're all here layered. And you just basically, when you're wiring, when you're bending branches, you want to try and imagine the tree's flow movement of where it's trying to catch the sunlight, to catch the light, and make sure the branches are pretty much at the ends. They're in that same movement where they're coming this way rather than going that way and then out that way in the completely wrong direction. We've got this branch here, which was that internal branch, which is now pretty much towards the back of the tree, filling that negative space. So it's done us a favour. A lot of people would look at that and say, no, I'll just remove it to open the tree up. But this is a developing tree, so you don't want to be doing that. We've got this branch, it may be too long. I haven't got any tools with me, may have to take that back a little bit, but just for the video at the moment, we'll just bring it down and try and reduce the size of it in length. Just bend it in place like that. And you've got another small branch in here. Come around there. There's probably going to be a little bit of pruning at some point just to take these bottom sections out to get that perfect look. Like I say, this isn't a cut and edit, this is a complete total edit of the video. So all of these branches are going to develop nicely as the tree ages. This particular branch here is going to have to be twisted back on itself. I'm just going to come back and have a look because I can't see what you guys are seeing. No. Okay, so it's almost there. So basically I'm going to start working on the apex now. And with apexes is basically you're not just going to bend the branches so they just flop over, you know, just like that. Just to, you may have to twist them around on themselves to get them in position. So like this one, for instance, bring it round, twist it, bend it over and down, and then in the flow, in the same flow. So the direction after you've twisted the branch is in the flow of the tree. And same with this one. This branch is now upside down, so I need to turn it round on itself. Give it a twist. And put it into position here. So squish it tight in there just to fill that gap. So we're now starting to layer this to create the apex. As you can see now, it's starting to develop one flow. So now we've got one branch at the back here, which is invisible to you. So I'm just going to position it. And then we're basically left with this to come up, and then these. So just going to start with this one, bring it round and just see how it layers itself in and around these. So I've bent it up, twisted it, bent it up, over and down into flow to the back of the tree, because obviously there's still parts of the tree at the back. And you're not got to worry if there's a tiny bit of space in there. You can just always move these ones around to try and cover that space, and then they'll just develop in time. So I'm just going to turn the tree now this way towards me, possibly bring this up. To here. Okay, so now we've got this look about the tree where you've got this gap here. You've got this branch at the back, which is, there's actually another branch below it that you can't see. So this might be the apex, as you can manipulate it as you want. And then this could possibly be the apex. So basically we'll twist this round and then round again. Try and create that apex out of the branches, like so. Let's just have a look at the back of that branch. Put that into position. Let's just have a look at the apex. I'm going to come back, have a look. And it's not looking too bad, to be fair. I'll just move this round a little bit, just to open that up. Could bring that into there. Let's see. Yeah. And there's a big branch at the back that you're able to manipulate the space with. There's still quite a few branches lower down inside the tree that you're able to bend and manipulate. And obviously when I'm done, we'll be able to you just view the tree and then can decide whether it passes the test. I say there'll be a little bit of pruning of branches. I don't want the tree to fall over because I don't particularly want to redo this video and reposition all the branches. Ah. I said you can always manipulate the branches into position to create that apex that, because of the density of the foliage, you're not really going to see the twists and turning of it. Like I say, there may be some manipulation in the tree further down the line. So just as a short video, I'm just going to come back one more time. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that for the moment. Like I say, there's going to be slight manipulation down the line of moving of the branches because they might grow and force themselves to move within the wire. So hopefully you're seeing what I'm seeing, and you're seeing a conical shape here. The apex has been created. We don't have to wait 15 years for that to create. It's already been created with the manipulation of the branches. We've got this lovely curve in this top branch that comes down here, that if you wanted to gin that in the future and have that dead to create age in the tree, it's been created and the flow's there in the tree. So I'm just going to bring the tree here, do a 360. We've got a small branch in here, but these grow quite quickly. That'll fire out at some point. So overall, I think it's a great tree for the price. Absolutely enjoyed doing that tree. Been waiting to do it for a few weeks now. I'm very happy with the results. Hopefully you're happy with the results. Thanks for watching. Give me a like and subscribe if you like the videos and the channel, and hopefully see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.